So I love doing these videos on living in the Greater Toronto area, and I've had so many people reach out to me wanting more information on Oakville, Ontario. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about the top 7 reasons why people choose Oakville, and we're going to jump into that right now. Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Nasira Jamal and I am from the Canada Realty Group. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to learn everything there is to know about working, living, playing, eating, sleeping, and even what are some of those neighborhoods in the Greater Toronto area, especially if you're looking in Oakville, then make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn your notification on so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. Honestly, I get calls every single day from people that are relocating, and I absolutely love it. So if you're thinking about moving here, relocating here, or maybe you're just coming to check it out, make sure you either give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, or you can even send that pigeon carrier. However you want to get a hold of me, I've got your back when you're moving into the Greater Toronto area. So the first reason is its location. Now, Oakville is located about 30 kilometers from the downtown core. For those that are working there or just want to go and enjoy the amenities that Toronto has to offer, this is a great location. This area, like Oakville, even though it's considered part of the GTA, it is sort of tucked away, so you're out of that hustle and bustle of Toronto. The other reason why people love Oakville in terms of its location is its proximity to the lakefront. So you're about, in terms of to the east, you've got Mississauga, to the west, you've got Burlington, and then if you go north, you're closer to the town of Milton. But really, the highlight of Oakville is to the south, which is Lake Ontario. This really is why people love living in Oakville. It is one of the most livable, or it's considered one of the most livable cities in the Greater Toronto area. So number 2 is transportation. It's very conveniently located because you've got highways that are connecting you between east and west. So for Oakville, with QEW, which is the Queen Elizabeth Way, connects you east and west in Oakville, and you also have Highway 403 and 407 from the north, which also connects you and makes it easier for transporting or transportation, whether you're going there for work or family or using or going to any of the amenities. Now, it also allows you to take a 30-minute ride to downtown Toronto if you're using the car. And of course, all of this is pending traffic, so you are going to get your peak rush hour traffic in the morning as well as the afternoon coming home. But really, if you time yourself well, you're able to get to downtown Toronto within about 30 minutes, which is very, very good in terms of other areas which, although may be closer in kilometers, but take longer because of the route or the highway access may be further away. So Oakville really makes it easy if you want to stay close to downtown, but yet not live in downtown or have all of the hassles and struggles of living in the downtown core. So as I mentioned, it only takes about 30 minutes to get to downtown Toronto, but the very cool thing is if you're in Oakville, it's about a quick 20-minute ride to the Pearson International Airport, which really makes it convenient for those that actually travel for work. So you're not far from the airport, but yet you're not obviously in its backyard. The other very cool thing about living in Oakville, if you like to either shop across the border, or you like going to see Niagara Falls, or you're just going to cross the border because you're traveling through and going into other states, you are close, about an hour to the Niagara Falls border, which again is a really nice thing to have where you're not traveling hours on end to get to the US side. So as I mentioned, there are a couple of other highways. So 403 and 407 located on the north side to connect to Oakville. 407, just note, is a toll route, so you will be required to pay a toll. And if you are using the 407, for a lot of my clients that are, because they use it to get to work, the thing that I would recommend is getting a transponder, because If you don't have that, there's another surcharge for not having that. And you can easily order one online if you go to 401.ca and get one of the readers. But again, you have those access to highways, which really make it easier for commuters, for those using cars. Let's talk about transportation in terms of the local busing transportation as well as the GO train. So in Oakville, there is a GO train station which will takes you to downtown Toronto in about 20 to 25 minutes to Union Station, which for those people that are working in Toronto don't need to take their cars and can easily use the GO train. And their local busing, the Oakville busing system, is really well structured in terms of within neighborhoods. If you're just trying to get between different neighborhoods in Oakville, the cool thing they have is an on-demand booking system where really you can actually call a bus to your home and have them pick you up. So that's another really good feature for those that are looking to use public transportation to get in and around the Oakville area. Number 3 is the environment. Now, Oakville has over 200 parks, which make it a nature lover's paradise. There is so much accessibility to green space that you would feel like you don't really need to go too far, especially if you're looking at doing something over on the weekends and things like that. The green space is very well situated in Oakville. Being that it's close to Lake Ontario, it's very much like there's a charm to it. People love the fact that they're close to the water, and you have, of course, access to walking trails, playgrounds, waterfront parks. I mean, there's more than 31 waterfront parks that you have access to. So living in Oakville means that you can really have that kind of more relaxing, a slower paced life than if you were living right in the core of downtown Toronto. And then, the other thing people love, and knowing that they have access to some very upscale restaurants, some great cuisine. You've got cafes and pubs in a beautiful Oakville downtown that, is great for walking, for window shopping. And they have some really great stores that will serve for those of you like me who love to shop, that you have access to it all. You don't really have to go too far to get your shopping, your food, the cuisine, and then of course the nature that we spoke about. Oakville is also historic in nature, meaning that, when you go to the downtown area, you'll notice some very beautiful historic buildings. In fact, I'm going to be doing another video on the top neighborhoods, and I'll talk about some of the historic homes that you can find in that downtown area. If you're a historic type of person who likes the history, and perhaps you might be thinking of getting a home that's been that's a heritage home, check out for that video. Now, if you're liking this video, you're liking this information, make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn your notification on, because I'm doing weekly videos on different areas in the Greater Toronto area, which may help you decide where you want to move. Let's jump into number 4. Let's talk about climate. So Oakville is considered a continental climate, which just means that we do have 4 distinct seasons: spring, summer, winter, and fall. And in terms of the temperature, although overall that Canada is cold, has a lot of snow, Oakville actually, in terms of the GTA, is about a couple of degrees warmer than if you're the north of GTA. So if you're like in Orangeville or Shelburne or Alliston, anything north, you're going to find that it is colder, whereas Oakville does keep the temperature a couple of degrees warmer. You also have, like I said, the distinct weather. So you will get dry summers. July and August tend to be our dry months. And then you will have your winter months, and typically you'll find the coldest months to be January and February. Number 5, let's talk about safety. This is really important. Like when people are moving to a new area, they're coming with families or even just themselves, they want to know how safe is the area. And Statistics Canada actually did a study, and for the 14th year in a row, Oakville was considered to have the lowest crime index. And this is, again, really important to know that you're coming into a safe city where you can, enjoy your lifestyle and still know that you and your children, your family are safe. Overall, I would say Oakville people that live in Oakville, my clients that have moved there, find that Oakville is peaceful. It is actually, more neighborly. Lots of families in the area. It creates that kind of community of safety because your neighbors do really reach out and help out whenever needed. So it's a really good place for families that are, relocating and starting out, where they're looking for somewhere to be, where they're part of a community, where they feel safe and connected. So number 6, let's talk about the education. If you're moving here with children, or you've got children that are perhaps entering elementary, or you've got kids that are going from high school to college, Oakville has some of the best schools in the GTA, according to the Fraser Institute. I'll put a link in the description so that you can check it out depending on which area you're looking at in terms of Oakville. You'll kind of find out what schools are rated, what high schools or elementary schools, things like that. But just for your reference, there are the top. Iroquois is here in terms of the high school. There's an all-girls private school, which is renowned for the leadership skills that they teach at the school for girls. So, it has a lot of options in terms of education, whether you're looking at the public school system, the Catholic school system, or the private school system. You're going to have a lot of options depending on what you need for your children, or where you feel that your children would do the best. Some children would do better in a private school, perhaps because of more attention for them. It also, of course, based on your budget, your cost, things like this. But it's a great area because you have a lot of educational opportunities and options. The other thing Oakville does or has is Sheridan College. So for those that, children that are moving off from high school into the higher education, or, getting into the college university, Sheridan College has a campus, and access to this, one of the most best colleges noted in the area, is great, because then children don't have to necessarily move out of their parents' home, or in terms of going further, the access is really great. So let's talk about number 7, economy. Now, Oakville is home to some large companies. Headquarters are here, which is really important to know, because you may be looking for work when you get here, and perhaps some of these companies may have some job opportunities that will fit with your skill level. So let's talk about the largest employer in the area is Ford Motors. And this is, again, for those that are looking at either getting into the automotive industry or are already, but looking for job opportunities, this is a great place to start. And knowing that the Ford Motor Company has its headquarters here makes it really convenient for those seeking a job in that particular sector. So the other companies that have headquarters in Oakville is Siemens, PwC, and Suez Water. So again, large companies that have headquarters, lots of potential job opportunities here, and it keeps the economy moving and striving and growing, because these large companies are, some of the largest employers in the Oakville area. And I'll mention also there's Canadian Tire Financial Services here, Aviva Insurance is here, Collins Aerospace is also located in Oakville, and you also have PCL Construction. So overall, there's a lot of sectors in Oakville. So depending on your skills or your background, your education, you may be able to look at some of these larger companies that have headquarters in Oakville. And this is another reason why people really love coming into Oakville, is because of the job opportunities. So overall, the summary of Oakville is that, you've got a diverse community, you've got lots of large companies that keep the economy going, keeps people employed. And Money Sense actually did a survey, and in 2018 found that Oakville was one of the best places to live in Canada. So if you're thinking about moving to the area, thinking about relocating, maybe you're just thinking of coming to check things out, make sure you give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. Remember, you can even send that pigeon carrier. I've got your back when you're moving into the Greater Toronto area. Until the next video, I'll catch you later.